I need to know if you'll give me a second chance. They don't come around often, but please, you know I can't stand it when you don't talk to me. When you don't talk to me. Yeah. There's something inside. Yeah, there's something inside that brings me back to you. Yeah. No, I can't hide it. No, I can't hide it anymore.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for the late start, so let's crack on in, shall we? This game is lovely, and I love it. I love the music, love the characters, love the story so far. Puzzles are really fun. And I don't know what to expect. I have no idea how far in we are. I have no idea what we're up to.
The whole band stayed at the chalet all summer long. Then, I suppose, everyone went their own sweet way.
Did you ever see any of them again?
Oh, no.
What about Dana and Leon?
They too went their own ways, I guess. And that, Fräulein Walker, is all there is to it.
Do you know if she's still alive?
Can't be sure, but I doubt it. It was a lifetime ago, Fräulein Walker.
Got these
Where do
chocolate
you think
coconut
she
almonds
might
that I'm
be if she
addicted to
were?
them.
No idea. Things went from bad to worse after that summer. Not to mention half the town was razed during the war.
Did Dana leave anything here? Any documents or anything that might help me find where she went?
Not that I know of. But I suppose there might be in Father's old coffer. Must still be in the loft. Junta bought it from him that summer, so she could use it to store her precious filming gear. She was supposed to come back for it, but she never did. If there is anything that can help you, it will be in there. So feel free to look around the refuge by yourself if you like, even though I don't think anyone managed to open the coffer since Junta left.
Thank you, Demoiselle Lenny. Thank you so much.
Thanks, I'll go play with the puzzle.
Maintaining the refuge must be a huge job. As tough as Lenny is, I hope she has some help when she needs it.
Yeah, can you chop wood in a wheelchair?
I have to put in a coin. Typical.
Oh, I don't have one.
Oh, the mechanism is blocking it.
Please insert coin and remove the cap. Boo! Okay, we'll go inside then. Oh, it's super dusty in here.
That must be the piano Dana played on the night she met Leon. The night Lenny told me about.
Can we poke it? No. Oh, hello.
Ah, I see I'm not the only one stuck here. Pull up a seat
I'm not
and
stuck
together
here.
we can moan about being stuck here.
Thank you, but I have things to do.
I hope you can stay until this evening at least. In London, they have the changing of the guard. Here we get the changing of the colors. I guarantee it's worth the wait. Hmm? English?
American,
She
actually.
doesn't sound English at
Oh,
all.
seeing as you've come so far, then. Besides, it's always nicer to be stranded in good company. From Belgium, myself, on a world climbing tour.
Stranded?
Didn't you know? They've closed the Teufelskragen. That's the path they call the Devil's Pass.
So that's what all the fuss is about.
All down to climate change.
You mean the thaw, right?
Made the path too dangerous to climb and apparently resulted in a morbid discovery.
Yeah, there were bodies found, weren't there?
Oh?
Bodies of resistance fighters, killed while leading refugees to Switzerland. Frozen solid.
Resistance fighters? You mean frozen since the Second World War?
That's what the paper says.
Is that what the tent's for?
It's a temporary chapel of rest that the rescue team made while waiting for the bodies to be airlifted out.
I see. I guess there's no reason to disrespect the departed, even after all these years.
I only hope all this sudden interest from excavationists puts an end to the stupid rumors that a strange creature haunts the Silberspiegel. Otherwise, you can be sure, as soon as the old lady pops her clogs, this place will become run over by those infernal tourists.
I've had some experience with fantastic fauna myself. But what do you make of the so-called strange creature that roams the mountain?
Just another local fairy tale to pull in the tourists, if you ask me. They say it lives in prehistoric caves. And that it's responsible for people going missing. Ooh. Some even say that the mysterious cries you can hear on some nights are the creature calling for a mate. In other words, the usual twaddle you normally get in remote or uncharted places like the high mountain or the deep sea. Twaddle passed down from generation to generation, through sheer ignorance.
Surely, from what I read on the way here, the cries could come from an animal native to the area, couldn't they?
That is my thinking exactly. No doubt a bear with something caught in his throat. It happens, you know. Probably scared a tourist one evening, or... maybe it was young pranksters.
What about those frozen bodies they discovered at the foot of Devil's Pass?
Well, due to climate change, the snow line has receded, revealing the bodies trapped in the ice since the Second World War. Most probably resistance fighters and exiles, trying to flee the fascist occupiers and reach Switzerland by the pass. I imagine they got caught in an avalanche. Poor wretches have been imprisoned ever since. Until today. That is why the authorities have blocked access to the pass, so they can take the bodies out, identify them,
that's valid.
and give them a proper burial.
That is valid.
Can you tell me about this Devil's Pass?
Oh, it's on the far side of the cirque, looking out from the terrace. As you can imagine, it's called Devil's Pass because it's extremely dangerous. Most of all because of the risk of avalanche. Only seasoned alpinists can negotiate it, really. As a professional alpinist myself, what I love about it is knowing I'm climbing in the tracks of courageous climbers of bygone times. There's a real sense of history about it.
I like that he pronounces
For
the B in
example,
climbers.
Resistance fighters used it during the war to smuggle vagrants and other victims of the Brown Shadow into Switzerland.
Right. Thanks for cluing me in. Anyway, I better get back to what I was doing.
Bye.
You are welcome, Fräulein.
Have fun sitting here with your book.
Reminds me of Hans's automatons in Valladolid.
This must be from earlier Syberia games, because
A mechanical stove. Seen better days. Another object with the look of the Vorarlberg workshop.
I'm very curious what a steampunk stove would even do.
Lenny's father must have made this stair lift to help her get up and down the stairs. Must have taken him many hours. It's touching when you think about it.
Yeah. I wanted to look at the pictures that were on the wall over here, but it won't let me now. So I guess they must not be important. Here's a book. Ooh.
An old book? The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. Funny. My grandparents left me a copy before they died when I was a kid. I should get around to reading it someday.
Okay.
Dormitories. I wonder how many people stop at the refuge these days.
Go in here first. Is there anything over here? Oh, there's lots. Okay. And come back. There was something over here to interact with. What was it? Oh. Cool. Alright, but I'm going this way.
This must be Lenny's room. Not sure I'm allowed in here, really.
Shh. No, no, no. This is the same one we read. In the past.
That's pretty impressive. Obviously helps Lenny get up and about.
Oh, it's like a lift, yeah.
Photos of the refuge. Looks like they're arranged by time period.
Oh, this was supposed to be your travel board.
There are no photos of the occupation of Vaughan by the Brown Shadow. I guess that corresponds to when Lenny and her father had to leave the refuge. These date from before the war. There's even one from the summer when Dana worked at the refuge. All these photos go up to the 80s, including my date of birth. This series ends at 2002, 3 years ago, when I began my journey with Oscar and Hans's train.
Okay.
She's still sitting there, watching. Wonder what she's thinking about.
She probably has a lot to think about. long life. Lived through World War II.
Keep your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me. Then I will be blameless, innocent of great transgression. Sweet.
Is it? Sure.
It must be a lot of work keeping this place going. Hats off to Demoiselle Lenny for managing all by herself.
Yeah.
It's cold in here. Austere. Looks like a storage room. Another
Yes,
of those
someone was
cigar butts.
actively in here. Why are these windows open?
There. But who could have left it open?
Whoever was smoking. Okay. Weird. Sometimes it shows stuff in the foreground and I'm like, is this important?
It must be a lot of work keeping this place going.
Yeah.
Hats off to Demoiselle Lenny for managing all by herself.
I want to look at that right there. Why can't I? Fine. Okay, got that way. Fine.
Dormitories. I wonder how many people stop at the refuge these days.
Well, they're blocked in, so probably not that many.
Take-up reel. Like the ones used on old cinema projectors. This must be Yunta's coffer, the one Lenny spoke about.
Can't move them very much.
Don't want to break my neck, thank you very much.
Eh. Vorarlberg Manufacturing, Valid Delane. 3rd of September 1945. Dear Herr Gustav Renner, with regard to your letter of 3rd August, we are pleased to inform you that Vorarlberg Manufacturing would be honored to assist your daughter Lenny following the tragic events that resulted in her disability. Both my father and my brother Hans would have been as admiring as I am of her selfless courage during the troubling years the old continent of Europe has recently suffered. I am doubly proud to learn that Lenny is the daughter of one of our most talented former employees. Oh, that's why he's got a bunch of the stuff around here. It is therefore with great pleasure that Vorarlberg Manufacturing has decided to respond favorably to your request. Please find enclosed the construction plans that will allow you to adapt the entire mountain refuge to Lenny's handicap. Yours sincerely, Anna Vorarlberg. Yeah, the stair lift. And the chair.
I must remember to ask Lenny about it.
Yeah, I'm curious what she got it for. Can't seem to move these yet. Oh. Can't do anything but slide them back and forth.
Looks like I can slide these images on the side in and out.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that one's unlocked. Great, then there's got to be a way to do this.
I should be able to change the images by turning the thumb wheels.
The problem is I'm not sure what we're looking for here. sure it's gotta be that because nothing else works. I feel like these are all right. It's this one. Oh, there we go. Oh no. I don't know the code. Is there a code anywhere on it? Um, April 13th, maybe? No, it's like 13. 4, 1, 3, 4. Is there somewhere I can watch this reel? Maybe it would have a code that I need.
I should have a look at these locks I opened on the top of the coffer.
I already did it. Thanks, though. Where do I get the number?
Take-up reel. Like the ones used on old cinema projectors.
Oh, we gotta find out the history before we open Junta's coffers. Okay. There are so many old TVs up here. Jesus. Is there really nothing else in here?
Austere. Looks like a storage room. Another of those cigar butts.
We linger on this shot for a long time. there's anything here. Where do I use any of the things I've picked up? I don't have anything. I need a coin for the thing, for the telescope. I need somewhere to put... I need somewhere to put the reel. I need a code. Excuse me, sir, do you have a coin you can spare?
If you get a chance, have a look at the Silberspiegel at sunset. The colors are a marvel of nature.
What now, Fräulein? I was just about to doze off.
About Yunta's coffer.
What about it?
Where did the coffer in the loft come from?
In fact, Father made it himself during the long winter evenings. He wanted something more elegant and solid than the old family coffer where he kept the takings. So he made the one upstairs, thanks to the techniques he learnt when he worked in the Vorarlberg factory in Valladolid.
Valladolid in France?
That's right. The price Junta paid was equivalent to a month's worth of takings. Money well spent, though, because it was built like a mountain fortress.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't happen to know the combination, would you?
I told you before, I don't know it.
Grumpy old lady.
How did you meet Leon Kobatis?
Why do you ask? You from the police or something?
No. I just thought I'd ask, since you seem to appreciate him. Didn't you?
Fräulein, when I said you could look in the guest rooms, it didn't include my room. But yes, like I said before, he was a regular customer even before the episode with Dana.
The episode, huh?
To me, he was like a movie star. What young girl wouldn't be bowled over by a young, handsome alpinist? And to top it off, an Olympic medalist?
Can you tell me about the resistance medal with your name on it?
Sure, I was in the resistance. Not for those medals, though. Nothing but tin charms. You see, there's those who received medals, and those that were killed. And besides, they aren't gonna give me my legs back, are they?
No, but they prove you played a part in the liberation of your country.
Puh, nonsense. Nothing but bad memories. I'd rather not talk about it.
I'll be going then.
Well, that was not helpful.
That must be the notice the alpinist at the refuge spoke about. It prohibits access to Devil's Pass due to the bodies of the resistance fighters found in the ice.
Notice, danger, path closed. Due to a recent discovery at the foot of the passage known as Devil's Pass, this path has been closed to facilitate excavation works. In order to prevent any risk of accident and to ensure public safety, access to Devil's Pass is strictly prohibited until further notice. Vaughan Mountains National Park Authority, right-of-way service, November 2005. I don't even know what the code could be. It's a 3-digit code. And we don't see 3 numbers anywhere, do we?
Oh, it's dazzling up here. I can see why they call it the Silberspiegel. Silber means silver, and Spiegel is mirror. The silver mirror. It certainly lives up to its name. So much going on in these mountains. Now and before. But I'd better get back on track, or I'll end up renting a room from Demoiselle Lenny and explore the area for weeks.
Would that be so bad?
Oh, it's dazzling up
I don't
here.
want to do this.
I can see why they call it the Silberspiegel. Silber means silver, and Spiegel is mirror. The silver mirror. It certainly lives up to its name.
Where do we get a 3-digit combo? Oh. Yay! We do have a coin in our wallet.
That's the fabled Silberspiegel. Oh,
Nice. That's pretty.
so that's what they call the Devil's Pass. Incredible. The bodies of the resistance fighters that the Alpinist mentioned must be inside.
Okay. Take all the photos you can with the telescope. Okay. Fork has been left on the table long enough that there's cobwebs on it.
That must be the piano Dana played on the night she met Leon. The night Lenny told me about.
here? There's no numbers on
A
this.
mechanical stove. Seen better days. Another object with the look of the Vorarlberg workshop. Lenny's father must have made this stair lift to help her get up and down the stairs. Must have taken him many hours. It's touching when you
Hey
think
TJ,
about it.
how are ya? I'm stuck on a puzzle. Yeah, it is chilly, isn't it? So we're trying to get into this chest back here. We've opened both sides in the top. And now we need this combination, but I don't even know what to try.
It looks like I can turn the discs on the top of the coffer to reconstruct the painting on it.
Already did that.
It looks like I can turn the discs on the top of the
I need an
coffer
actual
to
useful hint,
reconstruct
please.
the painting on it.
Is there something on the side that might indicate what number? 4 and 9 seem to be the most smudged. I don't know if that's an indication of anything. 2 and 7. I don't even know where to look. I have no ideas. The game is not giving me any hints. I've been through everything I can touch on the mountain. I've got this film reel, but I can't watch it. It's literally the only thing I have to do, see? Set the top side. Cool. How? Literally any hint. Anything at all.
Oh, Mom.
I have a
Take-up
film
reel.
reel.
Like the ones
But
used on
no
old cinema
projector.
projectors.
I don't know what you want, game. I don't have any objects to use.
The meager amount I've
I
managed to
don't
save
have
since I escaped
anything
from
else
the
I
mine.
can read. There's nowhere else to go. How am I supposed to just magically know this code? I hate to do this, but I have to look it up because I've been trying to figure this out for more than 5 minutes now. Okay, found it already. We did those. I did those. Oh, okay. Apparently, it's the angle from the photos.
Amazing. Now it shows the view from the terrace.
That's what I want. Because that's super intuitive. $63. And 108, I think. Okay, that one's definitely 108, so I must have gotten the other one wrong. 72. There we go. Not the most intuitive puzzle this game has had.
I'll need a key to open it.
Don't have anything yet. Fräulein Junta Steinhoff.
A film developing company. They probably developed Junta's films and sent them back once they were done.
Okay.
No doubt Junta must have written this. Summer 1937. The year Dana worked here. Let's see. I filled my last diary last night. Ordered another one, but still waiting for supplies to be delivered to the refuge. Using an old envelope in the meantime. Today invited Dana for a chat after her shift.
Oh, I was like, who the hell is walking up the stairs? We are slipping into the past again. That's what's happening. Been doing anything fun today?
I'd like to know what Leon sees in her. I've never seen him so smitten. Thanks for popping up, Dana. How did the shift go?
Fine, same as usual.
Just finishing up here, then I'll make us a nice cup of tea.
Wow, that looks futuristic. What is it?
Ah, that little baby is my viewer. That's why it goes in the coffer.
What does it do?
I use it to put together and edit the rushes.
The what?
You worked on a cross stitch of what?
Rushes. In other words, the strips of unedited footage. I've finished today's selection, so be a dear and put it in the coffer, would you?
I would if I knew how.
Oh, just turn the key in the lock.
Thanks to the document found in 2005 by Kate, you can relive the events of the past it describes. Use the information Dana gained in the past to progress with Kate. Click the button to swap between Kate and Dana.
The key Junta asked me to hide.
Dana, be a darling and put the key somewhere safe. You can't be too careful with these mountain people, especially with that little Lenny sniffing around my equipment all the time.
She just wants to be like you.
Where do you normally put it?
I have a little hiding place over there.
Sneaky.
Is this where you want me to put the key?
Yes, there's a dear.
It's a handy hiding place. Who made it?
Oh, Herr Gustav. He knows only too well that some customers have their little secrets, you know.
Yunta's key should be safe in there.
Just need to finish preparing for the filming tomorrow. Then we can chat away to our heart's content. If you could just fetch me a new roll of film from the darkroom, then we're done.
I don't know where your dark room is. I will in a bit.
Did you
but I
take
wanna
this
look
picture?
around.
Of course.
And Herr Hurst, what's he doing with the Origin expedition?
Unfortunately, all scientific
Moth and a rose?
expeditions sponsored by
Nice.
the Brown Shadow come
nice
with a
certificate.
chaperone like
Tattoos.
him. There to make sure their funds are used as they see fit. In other words, that there is no divergence with regards to their ideology.
How did you get to film them training?
Oh, it was a commission. Lucky, really. Right place, right time kind of thing. Of course, I jumped at the chance because it meant I could film Leon in action at last.
How did you and Leon get together? I mean, how did you...
We're just friends, if that's what you want to know.
Definitely doesn't sound like that's what you want it to be.
Herr Gustav's radio. Looks like he customized it, probably to compensate for the wave disturbance due to the mountains. That's a lot of equipment you have there. If you don't mind my asking, how do you manage to pay for it all?
Oh, that's easy. Especially when you know a few generous patrons of the arts, dear.
Hook a girl up.
Did you take the photos of the athletes? You're not often lonely then.
Well, look at our sweet little waitress. Doesn't she have a saucy mind? It's called art, dear. My work aims to explore every facet of youth and the vitality of bodies.
I bet it does. I love your photos.
Ah, well, they each represent an element of mountain wildlife and flora I've photographed recently. I used them as a sort of checklist.
In what way?
A checklist, huh?
They are very fun photos.
Yunta wrote that a hiding place with the key was near the bed.
Didn't mean to do that.
Here are the film rolls Yunta asked me for. All these newspaper clippings mention the Brown Shadow. According to Father, their influence is growing among the population.
Why do you have
Now
one
that I've had the misfortune
way?
of meeting Herr Hurst here, I understand his concern.
Yeah.
This is where Yunta's bed used to be, which means her secret stash can't be far. Impossible. This is where Yunta's bed used to be, which means her secret stash can't be far.
Wrong one. Impossible.
It's impossible. Is there another one somewhere? Oh, there we go.
Get away!
Yunta's coffer key.
Okay.
According to Yunta's notes, there was a room on the other side. I can't reach it anymore, but Dana could.
No.
There we go.
Where can I find the combination for the mechanism?
Is it these four? Goat, flower, mountains, trees. Yeah. Gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Oops, I always do that.
Wrong one.
Okay, so I need an empty take-up reel over here. Is there one in here? Oh, there we go.
Vaughan Refuge, 1937. Yunta's films, taken during the summer Dana worked here. This one says Lenny, director. So I guess Lenny did get to make her film after
With
all.
lots of exclamation points. The take-up reel I had was the empty one. I have to put the other ones here.
The screen is in the way.
Let's watch a movie, huh? Uh-oh. She's extremely upset. This must be Lenny's film. Where's the Nazi? Where did he go? There he is. Why is the gate closed for you guys? Okay, now this is Yunta's. There she is. Oh, was that Dana's room? Where the smoker was sitting? Aww. Now Lenny's upset. Yunta, I have to say some of this footage is not very good. Oh, that's the painting we have. The painting that started all of this. She's like, no, come back. Aw. They are adorable together. Can I swap it up for the other one?
Interesting footage. Let's see what's on the other reel.
Yes. Oh, we actually get to walk through Lenny's film. This is why Yunta keeps her stuff locked up. Adults everywhere! Ah! Gotta hide from them all. You should not be filming this, Lenny. She is wearing his shirt. How did they not see that? You are right in front of them.
Lenny didn't say she filmed a fight between Dana and Leon. I'd better go back and see her to find out about it.
Pretty sure she won't be happy to talk about it. I was gonna say earlier, I like the... Oh, never mind. Okay. We've been through 8 whole pages of to do. Hey, Lenny, do you remember a fight from 70 years ago? She moved.
Demoiselle Lenny, I saw the film you shot of Dana and Leon.
So Junta kept it. She got so cross when she discovered I'd rummaged through her stuff. She most certainly had secrets of her own, that one.
Most adults do.
I know it was ages ago, but can you recall what happened between Dana and Leon that day?
You do like flogging a dead horse, don't you, Fraulein?
Yep.
But as you please. Since Junta never let me use her camera, I decided not to ask her anymore. Like that, she couldn't say no, could she? And that's when I heard them arguing.
How could you agree to this, Leon? How could you?
I told you I had no choice. The local guide for Baltayar can't do it anymore. He got injured.
There are plenty of other guides in Wagen. Why does it have to be you? Just tell them to find someone else.
Look, Dana, I didn't want to tell you, but...
But what?
Frank Huss, that brute from the other night. He's the one that made the call here. In other words, he's taking revenge by sending me to the other side of the world with the Origin expedition. And he said that if I refused, something might happen. Not
Again,
just
how
to
do you
me,
not
but
see
to you
Lenny
as well.
right there?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You're a Vegarian and so are your parents, right? Well, Huss says it won't be long before the Brown Shadow is in power, and he made it clear that something was brewing, and that you and your parents would be first on the list.
What list?
I don't know, but it can't be good. Then he said that other Vegarians would follow.
Dear God.
Hey, Mom and Dad, we're getting out of the country right fucking now.
Damn, darling, the world's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Promise.
Man, what would that
Promise
feel
me
like,
you'll be
huh?
very careful.
I wonder.
It will be all right if you just watch yourself and what you say. I've asked Junta to stand by you just in case. It won't be long, darling. Half a school year at the music academy. I'll be home for Christmas. Promise. Oh, come here now. my pretty Edelweiss.
Don't call me that. You know I don't like it.
It's true, though. That's exactly where you are, my pretty Edelweiss.
If you keep that up, Leon Kobatis, I'll find you a nickname too.
Go on, then.
All right.
Call him a mountain goat. You're way nicer than me.
Your nickname will be Highland Painter from now on.
Not sure my Veganese artist friends will like it, but why not? Beautiful, isn't it? I could stay here forever.
Unfortunately, bad things are about to happen.
There, Fräulein Walker. That is all I have to say. I
wonder
hope
if it's
this
Leon
time
that we
you have
keep.
what you need to
It
continue
was
on your
cigars.
journey.
Thank you, Demoiselle Lenny.
He'd be
But there is
very
just
old,
one
though.
more thing. You mentioned a music academy? They must have ledgers and archives. Maybe I'll be able to find out whether Dana left an address there.
Well, it hasn't moved. It's still in Vagen. Go to the musicians' district. It's right next to the musical square. That's all I can tell you. So if you don't mind, Fräulein.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. Then that's where I'll continue my search.
Is it really worth your while to keep looking for Dana? Is it not just another pipe dream, Fräulein? I get the impression there have been others.
I prefer to look at it as a calling. Besides, I don't have much choice. Thanks to you, she's a part of me now.
As you wish. I hope you find what you are looking for.
Thank you. Again.
Like, she's clearly your grandmother. I don't know why you're surprised about this.
I've got everything I need from here, I guess. Best get back to the guest house. Get some rest. I'll go to the music academy first thing in the morning.
Do you go back, though? Because the detective who we're following through his letters said he missed you by a couple of days.
I found her, my sweet Katusha. The girl in the painting. Her name is Dana. Dana Roze.
That's nice, Kate. Real nice.
I'm gonna find out who she was, just like I promised you.
Nothing more than a good old adventure to forget your grief, I guess. You should go, Kate, or you're gonna miss the tram. There will always be a train for you.
Aww. Touch of bittersweet. The music in this game is lovely. It gets copyright claimed to hell, but it's lovely. You. Who are you? And why are you following me through the mountains? Sir? this game is lovely.
Oh, gosh. What a day.
Our little buddy?
I hope Oscar's okay, wherever he is. I'm not abandoning him. I just need to find him.
Yeah. All the angles of our bike, just for funsies. Is there anything down here? No.
Closed. It's late. Frau Wagner must have gone to bed.
Are you still on the phone? No.
I beg you, Kate, please come back and say goodbye to your mother. Call me so we can organize your return in the best conditions possible. Call me for the sake of what's left of our friendship.
There's no point. It's too late, Olivia.
No, it's not. You can make friends again. Is there anything left to learn on the computer? Baltayar is a Central Asian country located between Russia and China. The capital and largest town is Kantar. A former British colony, Baltayar was granted independence shortly after the Second World War. It is mostly mountainous, consisting of several mountain ranges separated by valleys and interconnected by a network of caves and prehistoric galleries. 25% of the country is wooded and is also delimited by the desert steppes as well as by Great Lakes linked together by over 50,000 kilometers of waterways. Baltayar's highest peak is 4,604 meters above sea level and is greatly prized by mountaineers from all over the world.
Yeah. Nothing relevant. The expedition mustn't have led to any major breakthrough, I guess.
Most Nazi scientific exploration did not. The Academy of Music of Wagen. Founded at the beginning of the 19th century, the Academy of Music quickly became a veritable Wagen institution. The Academy trained many generations of internationally acclaimed musicians, especially pianists, so contributing to the cultural influence of the town the world over. The Academy is also an architectural curiosity. Built on Wagen's main square, its prestigious, world-famous automaton orchestra attracts thousands of tourists and music lovers every year from around the world. The Academy is a place of great importance in Wagen history and played a crucial role in the tragic events of the Second World War. Following the annexation of Ostertal by the Brown Shadow in 1938, and by extension of Wagen, the Brown Shadow turned the Academy into an Oberfeldkommandantur, or High Field Academy. Opening the archives has since enabled the historians to prove that its soundproof rehearsal rooms were used by the Brown Shadow as prison cells and interrogation rooms. It was in this building that the last moments of the Wagen offensive were played out. The battle that pitched the Red Army and local resistance fighters against the Brown Shadow forces resulted in the liberation of Wagen. Following bitter negotiations with the other Allied powers, the Red Army handed over the main control of the town to American and British forces to allow the Soviets to focus on other ongoing liberation of Central Europe. The Allied forces then made the Academy their general headquarters, so allowing time to initiate a transition of power to the relevant civil authorities. Once this was completed, the Academy once again became a prestigious place of learning music. The Academy's recent history is steeped in controversy. Owing to a large decline in students over the past 20 years, it has recently been announced that the Academy is on the verge of financial collapse. Oh, that's so sad. The council is said to have even taken the decision to close it and to computerize the automaton orchestra, so creating a tourist attraction that can function on a schedule. This decision has triggered loud outcries from the town's heritage advocates who have multiplied appeals. These appeals have all been rejected. Yeah. I think I already read this.
It's a shame that Demoiselle Lenny is so modest about having been a member of the Resistance. She's a true hero.
60th anniversary of the liberation of Vagan, a heartfelt tribute to veteran resistance fighters. April 14th, 2005. The ceremony commemorating the 60th anniversary of the liberation of Vagan took place under a clement sky. The procession first passed down Vagan's symbolic memory lane. A heartfelt tribute was given to resistance fighters who indefatigably fought against the fascist invaders throughout the occupation period. Most of the remaining survivors were able to make the journey and deliver moving speeches that deeply touched the assembly. As a reminder, 60 years ago, all the resistance groups of Vagan fought alongside the Red Army and Allied forces to retake the town and Ostertal from the Brown Shadow. There was, however, just one disappointment. Lenny Renner, the well-known manageress of the refuge of Spiegel and one of the most revered and emblematic resistance fighters of our town, once again refused to join the commemoration. Our local icon describes her refusal as her own particular way of paying tribute to her comrades fallen in combat, and should be taken without the slightest hint of controversy. Given the thunderous applause that punctuated the old lady's name when called out at the podium, this sense of decency and discretion was perfectly understood by all present. Yeah.
No results about Dana. She probably never got famous. Huh. Junta. Demoiselle Lenny told me a lot about her. But was she some kind of spy?
Born in London in 1912 of Austrian parents, Junta Stefanoff is a filmmaker and photographer. She is famous for her major aesthetical influence on the cinema of the 1930s. She was at the center of several controversies over her presumed role during the Second World War. Initially accused of collaborating with the Brown Shadow, for whom she made several commissioned films, Junta Steinhoff was later found to have worked for the Allied secret services, especially the British. Biography. The filmmaker lived in London until 1935. She loved mountaineering, sports, and photography, which led her to following the international winter sports competitions for different newspapers and specialized magazines. She sojourned regularly in the Alps, especially in the area situated in Ostertal. Fluent in German and keen to meld in with the population of Ostertal, the filmmaker chose the artistic pseudonym of Junta Steinhoff, so borrowing her mother's maiden name while giving a nod to her Germanic origins and to the heroine of the mountain film Das Blaulicht, 1922, filmed by the very controversial Leni Riefenstahl. Junta Steinhoff dedicated a large part of her work to filming mountaineers come from the four corners of the world to challenge the renowned rock faces of Ostertal. The beauty of youth and the magnificent landscapes combined in her aesthetical vision, so nurturing her passion for both the cinema and photography. Junta Steinhoff was accepted into the very close circle of Ostertal alpinists. Hungry for outstanding records, this circle was in those days very politicized and said to be close to the fascist ideas of the Brown Shadow. These ideas were exemplified by the conquest of untouched peaks, exalting the supposed virtues of a so-called superior race, whose pureness was equated, according to the racist ideology, to that of snow-capped summits. It was during this period that Junta Steinhoff was commissioned to make films for the Brown Shadow. The political movement soon went from fake patron to financer of pure propaganda. Yet when the Second World War broke out, the artistic aura of the filmmaker enabled her to promote her films both in the capitals of the Axis powers as well as in a fair number of allied countries. It was revealed that Junta took advantage of these trips to supply precious information to the Allied forces, and especially to the Foreign Office in London, who had previously approached the young woman during the rise of the Brown Shadow in the 1930s. Upon the liberation of Ostertal, Junta Steinhoff was detained for a few days for her role in the Brown Shadow's propaganda machine. Her status as a double agent soon enabled her to be cleared. The filmmaker has since kept herself to herself, having returned to live in her native England. Interesting.
The more I discover about Dana, the more I get the feeling I'm only scratching the surface of Vaughan's history. Oh, but hey, let's call it a day. I really should go to bed now.
Yeah.
Not a soul here. Not surprising, given the time.
I appreciate that it doesn't cut her lines off. Mostly, I've only had one line cut off. Mostly when I have her moving, she just keeps talking. I do wish I could cut her off when I'm accidentally rereading something, though. Wait, go back. There's something by the door. Fine. I'm gonna close the blinds. I'm getting blinded. There was a deer standing outside my door, so when I got up and closed the blinds, it looked at me like, what? Enjoy your dinner. Just have Mom's music box clipped through your chest, it's fine. New Jersey, USA, winter 1983. Gosh, do you live in a nice enough home or what?
Is that you, Katie?
Yes, Mom! I mean, who else can it be? Looks like Mom's friends came over again last night. She's been seeing them a lot since what happened to Dad. Maybe too much. Another letter for Dad. Last time it took Mom days to find the strength to open it. Grandpa and Grandma from New York gave it to me for my last birthday. I really ought to read it, or at least dog-ear the pages so it looks like I did.
Our dearest Sarah, your father and I would like to express our deepest sorrow at what happened to Richard. We are worried about your welfare, darling Sarah. You might be a fully grown adult, but we still worry about you. We wanted you so much. You are our miracle child. So even now, as a young woman with a daughter of her own, it is hard for us to see you suffer. You have always been our pride and joy. Just remember, darling, we are here for you should you need us. We will always be here for you as long as we breathe. We shall be with you, whatever happens in the spring of your birthday. For your birthday. Remember, just let us know if you want us to stay with you for a while, until you're back on your feet, and we shall be down as fast as you can say Jack Robinson. With our deepest love, Mama and Papa. Give me the names so I can be sure.
The piano that Mom ordered will soon be here. Couldn't bring myself to tell her that I wanted a drum kit instead. Mom bought those again. Mom bought those again.
Usually once I've seen everything, it auto kicks me out.
Wow. I hope I get to travel around the world too when I grow up.
Oh, hello, Munchkin.
Hey, Mom.
Beachfront property in a house this nice. Yeah, we're loaded. Sorry I wasn't here for your death, Mom. I was in a Russian prison, or I will be in a Russian prison.
Is everything okay, Katie?
We haven't seen Grandpa and Grandma for a long time. Mom says they'll probably come over from New York on her birthday.
There it is. I love the dramatic.
You forgot your music box.
Be careful with that, please, Munchkin.
Where'd this come from?
I already told you. Your grandma and grandpa gave it to me when I was little.
Doesn't look like it's from New York, though.
I don't know. Must have been in the family forever.
I have a feeling we'll see Dana get it at some point.
I just love it.
You've always liked it. Ever since you were little.
Will you give it to me when I'm big?
Maybe, if you're a good girl.
I'm not.
When I get old.
Not at all.
So when will that be, then?
Later, Katie.
But when?
In a very, very long time, I guess. When I'll be gone.
Probably not been sleeping well, huh?
Dear Kate, wherever you are now, despite the sad news it contains, I hope this letter reaches you in time.
Oh, give it a rest, Olivia.
Dear Kate, wherever you are now, despite the sad news it contains, I hope this letter reaches you in time.
Oh, give it a rest, Olivia. Ah, what the hell? You want me to call you Olivia? Fine. I've survived worse criticism.
Use introspection before you call her.
I shouldn't put it off. I better call Olivia while I have the courage.
Did introspection on my bed last time, but my feet are bare.
Who do you think you are, Olivia Foster? It's easy to judge and lecture me from New York. You know nothing about what I've gone through, of what I've had to endure since leaving Hans.
I mean, true, but also... Where do we do the introspection?
Looks like I'm not the only one who can't sleep tonight.
Achieve half of your secondary goals, so we're halfway through?
Don't know why I should be so nervous about making a simple phone call.
Because for
I
whatever
mean, hey,
reason,
I've
you
crossed
cut
Europe,
yourself off from
been
your
in all
life.
sorts of danger, and yet look at me here. I'm worrying about talking to my former best friend. Oh, and I think I used to spend my life on the phone gossiping with her. So what do I risk? Criticism? The one who missed her mother's funeral because she was breaking rocks at the bottom of a mine. In any case, Olivia hasn't stopped criticizing me ever since I left Valladolid on Hans Vorarlberg's train. I'm the one who should be criticizing her. I mean, come on. Isn't she the one who took advantage of my absence to get her hooks into Dan?
Ooh, we're getting some juicy gossip
Now look
here,
at me,
huh?
mulling over old grudges. That's exactly what I wanted to escape from when I decided to go with Hans in his train to Syberia. And then there was the departure with the Yukon tribe, their seasonal migration. Come on, Kate, for Christ's sake, stop procrastinating.
Sounds like
Just
the
make the
previous
darn
games
call
were
and
lots
get
of
it
fun.
over with.
You can do it. Something interrupt you?
Hello? Hello? Mr. Canton, is that you? Who's there, please?
Olivia, it's me, Kate.
Kate? Gee, it's so weird to hear your voice after all these years.
Got your letter, Olivia.
Kate, I sent it 2 years ago.
I know, things have been complicated.
Complicated? I see. And so when are you coming back to New York? You know, to visit your mother's grave?
You know I can't come back, Olivia. I'm still wanted by the police over the sale of the Vorarlberg factory.
Oh, I haven't forgotten, believe me. If only you knew how much the accusations hurt your mother. Visits from the police, the requisitions, and just when she was diagnosed, too. And yet the poor woman never stopped hoping that her daughter would come back one day. Or at least call to help her in her final days.
I'm calling precisely because I do care. It's just that ever since Katyusha's death and escaping from the mine, well, things have been, complicated. And then there's the woman in the painting, Dana.
What are you talking about, Kate? Just listen to yourself. None of what you're saying makes any sense.
Olivia, please.
Kate, Okay, listen to me. I thought you had plenty of time to think about how you abandoned all of us. Me,
Okay,
your
this
mother,
is not a good friend.
Dan, or even that poor Mr. Canton. And maybe felt at least some remorse. But I guess I was dreaming. All you do is keep chasing castles in the sky and ignore those who care about you.
You don't sound like you care about me.
Are you done?
Oh, Kate. I should have known. And I should never have asked you to call me. Goodbye, Kate. I hope you find whatever it is you've been looking for these past 3 years.
I
One
have been
thing's for sure,
imprisoned.
though. You wanted to be alone. And that's how you're gonna stay.
Fuck her.
Okay, let's go, kiddo. Another day, another page. A new day in Vaughan. I must take the tram to that music academy where Dana Roze was a student in the 1930s. With a bit of luck, they'll have kept her records.
All the mountain pictures. Painting was made in 1937 at the Silberspiegel Refuge. It was painted by Leon Kubatsky, something like that, and a local alpinist. The model is Dana Roze, a budding musician. They fell in love. The brown shadow forced Leon to leave with an expedition to Baltayar, the origin expedition. Iron Taiga. The painting was hidden in Major Suter's train. Looted by the brown shadow, the train got caught in a rock slide. 2004, Iron Taiga. I found Major Suter's train with Katusha. It was stored in a music case. The painting case mentions a Mueller shop in Vaughan. Herr Mueller sent me to the Silberspiegel Refuge. The manager, Lenny, knew Dana and Leon. Lenny told me how to get to the music academy where Dana used to study. Speak to Frau Wagner about the latest sceneries before you leave. I will do, because I love that woman. She's very nice.
Vaughan is surrounded by the Alps. Switzerland is right on the other side. Demoiselle Lenny told me the music academy is near the musical square. Maybe Frau Wagner can tell me more.
Yeah, it's right over here. Der Musikplatz. I can't read any German, but I know that that's the musical square. No paper today? Well, I think we've researched everything we can on the computer.
Oh, hello, Miss...
I cut her off.
Ah, Miss Walker. Did you sleep all right?
No.
Fine, thanks.
Now, is there anything you need?
Everything seems to link the person I'm looking for with the Second World War and the rise of the Brown Shadow.
Terrible times were those, my dear. Especially when Vaughan was occupied after the annexation of Ostertal. Thank God I was born just after the liberation.
I see. But I guess you had to grow up with the after effects of those events.
Oh yes, dear. There was a kind of conspiracy of silence where everyone suspected each other, even their close friends. Did any of them collaborate with the enemy? And if so, was it through like-mindedness or simple cowardice? Were they responsible in one way or another
that kind of
for the arrest or death of a family member?
Oh, it must have been awful.
A terrible time, really.
Well, the person I'm looking for is from the same generation.
You'll just have to hope she managed to survive the madness then.
I'd like to go to the music academy. Can you tell me how to get there?
You just need to take the tram northbound to the musical square.
Is there anything I should know about the academy?
To tell the truth, it's a little glum nowadays. Especially when you think it was once the jewel of the town. Where students came from all over the world to perform on the musical square, you know. Pity. It's since lost its panache of old through lack of students and means.
I went to the Silberspiegel Refuge yesterday. Oh, magnificent.
I won't disagree with that, Miss Walker. Those mountains are the pride of the town, just like old Lenny.
I'm sure she loves
Lenny
being called
is highly
that.
respected in Vaughan because she was a resistance fighter during World War II, right? Well, I heard about it when I was at the refuge.
Awkwardly long pause.
Lenny Renner might be a grumpy old spinster, but to us she's still a heroine. Pity the same can't be said of her father, though. Still,
What?
Everyone has their cross to bear, as they say.
What happened to her father?
What do you mean?
No point gossip-mongering. The war was a dark time in Vagen for everyone, see? Best not stir
No,
up
tell
old
me!
memories.
Tell me! No!
Well, I guess I should get going.
Damn it.
Thank you for
What
your
the
time.
fuck happened with her dad?
Feel free to ask if you have any more questions.
He seemed like a nice man. Can't even check the phones. Bye. I don't want to look at my bike again. There we go. The Music Academy. Leave the Flower District again. That achievement is called A Stressful Night. This is such a lovely game. Really lovely to live in an apartment like that. Just walk anywhere you need to go in the city. Take the nice little tram. Oh, why does America hate walkable communities so much? Okay, Vagen, November 29th, 2005. Dear Mrs. Foster, today I went to the famous refuge in the Silverspiegel Mountain where that picture was painted. The one that Kate Walker seems to have become so obsessed about since her escape from the mine. I was expecting it to be one heck of a long journey to reach the refuge, but on the way I bumped into a group of alpinists and technicians from the Institute of Forensic Medicine of Vagen. Turns out they were also heading near the refuge, more precisely to the foot of the infamous pass known as Devil's Pass, to carry out some macabre work. I'll spell you the grim details. Anyway, they kindly offered me a lift to the refuge in their helicopter. Once there, I made the acquaintance of the manageress of the place, a sour-tempered old woman named Lenny. A sly and taciturn old-timer, she wasn't exactly an easy witness to question, if I can tell you. All the more so as our meeting took place under the watch of a kind of hired help who must assist the old woman on a daily basis. He was a colossus of a guy who was careful to make himself visible to me while at the same time keeping his face well in the semi-darkness of the common room. Typical intimidation tactics, which of course were totally useless against me. I mean, I'm from New York, right? I managed to winkle the confirmation out of the old dame that Kate Walker had been to the refuge and had questioned the old lady on events that took place in the summer of 1937. Fraulein Letty ended up caving and begrudgingly told me everything she knew. She spoke a lot about a certain Dana Roze. That's the young woman on Miss Walker's painting. She had apparently fallen for an alpinist by the name of Leon during that summer. All this was during preparations for a secret expedition known as Origin. Financed by the Brown Shadow, it was recorded on film by a female filmmaker in vogue at the time, a certain Junta Steinhoff. Apparently, this Leon, following a disagreement with a Brown Shadow militiaman, was forced by the fascists to go with the expedition to a faraway land they called Baltayar, so causing a painful separation with this Dana Roze. Armed with this knowledge, Kate Walker then continued her research the following day at the Academy of Music in Vaughan. That's where I'm headed to continue my investigation. Why are you still investigating when, she did call her friend and her friend's pissed at her? Dear Mrs. Foster, I hope this finds you well. I must admit that your last letter left me slightly confused. So, Miss Walker called you a few days before you sent it, right? It's deplorable that she has once again refused to conduct herself reasonably and instead become hostile toward you. I fully understand your reservations as to trying to make Miss Walker return to the USA. Can anyone really help someone who refuses to be helped? Is there a limit to the number of times you could be pushed away by the very person you are trying to help? Believe me, Olivia, these are valid questions, and questions that I frequently ask myself, too. Haven't I, too, been treated harshly by Miss Walker and her various travel buddies? I was only trying to help her. Have you been treated? Well, you haven't met, have you? But it's important to put things into perspective. Kate Walker is still in mourning. In fact, she's in mourning not just for her mother, but also for her friends Katusha and Oscar. When she's alone in the middle of the night, who knows what terrible memories come to hound her. I suspect it's these feelings that are making her hostile to those who are only trying to act in her best interest. Wasn't it the case when she made that night call to you? So, with all due respect, no, I cannot give up the hunt for Miss Walker. So I guess it's just too bad if I have to go on now without the generous patronage of your good self and your husband, Dan. My latest lead shows that Kate Walker went to the Academy of Music, so that's where I'm heading today to try to find her. It's like, listen, I'm invested. I don't give a shit if you're going to keep paying me or not. Which is quite the stance for a private eye to take. Okay, there doesn't seem anything over there that I can click. Take 5. That's a cute name for a cafe. And a delicious candy bar. Music store. Vaughan. I can't read that word, but close. Oh, this should be the...
Don't do that.
Oscar?
Stop it.
Oscar!
Oh dear. Help! Help! Someone! Help!
Stop throwing him!
Put me down!
Oscar? Bet you can't catch it! Don't you dare! Put it down! Right now!
Alright then.
Oscar!
Hi, buddy! Hi!
Are you alright?
I had a bit of a bumpy ride, but I am glad to see you, Kate Walker.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, I've missed you so much.
I say, this display of emotion is most unreasonable, Kate Walker. I do hope you don't plan such profusion every time I change bodies.
It's just that I've been worrying about you. Where were you, Oscar?
Well, the mechanical instinct of my host took me for a ride. All across town. It took me the whole night to tame it, and that's when I bumped into those little rascals.
Yeah, lucky I was in the area, huh?
Quite. So, Kate Walker, what has happened since we parted at the Balaton River?
Maybe we should just sit down for a second, Oscar. This might take a while.
Let me tell you, everything that happened in probably his previous game and this one.
And that's when Demoiselle Lenny gave me the address of the Music Academy in this neighborhood.
I see, Kate Walker.
You must think I'm crazy, huh? Running after that girl, Dana, who must have died ages ago.
Well, Kate Walker, you know I have difficulty understanding illogical thought patterns. But in the end, what I do understand is that you need to find her. Is that correct, Kate Walker?
Yes, that is correct, Oscar. I'm glad you're taking it so well.
I don't see any fundamental difference between crossing Europe in search of mammoths, traveling on ostriches in an irradiated zone, or following your double.
Yep, sounds like
These are not things
fun
an
events.
automaton such as I take into consideration.
Back
Any
together
other
again.
thoughts, Oscar?
Well, I guess I could ask you where we are heading, but truth be told, it doesn't really matter.
He's like, I don't really
will
care.
follow you wherever you lead.
Aw.
And for as long as you require my services, Kate Walker.
Thanks, buddy.
That's what an automaton does.
Thank you, Oscar.
Oh dear, I hope you're not going to become physical, are you?
No, I was just going to give you a pat on the back.
I would rather you refrain from having such thoughts.
Don't touch me.
I am not a dog, you know. Whatever next?
Anyway, we'd better get going, Oscar. And you'd better keep out of sight.
Oh dear, I don't suppose I have any choice.
Try my bag. Well, I want to look at that memorial. I wonder if it's like supporters of the game or if that's actual.
I'm so glad he's back.
Your most faithful
Is there
companion.
anything that requires my assistance? Is it really necessary for me to be shut up in here, Kate Walker?
Sorry, Oscar, but I don't want to run the risk of losing you again.
Yay, we found Oscar.
Victims of the genocide committed by the fascists during the Second World War. Oh, so many deaths. I hope Dana made it through. Bullet holes.
Oh, God.
The brown shadow must have shot people dead here. How horrible.
God, that's rough. But also, some of those bullet holes are really high. Like, I wonder if we can find the stoop from that one guy's bookshop. Oh, is that it? It is. Aww. And he said he was gonna put her name on it. Yeah. I didn't see the name, but I'm sure she noticed. That was the primary reason I went down that alleyway, but I'm glad we found Oscar too.
An automaton musician. Looks exactly like Hans's style. Like at Bohogstadt.
Cute. God, I love that this is a 3D space.
Wow. Pity I don't have time for some sightseeing.
Why? You're not on a timetable. I think this would be walled off.
Strange.
Or like gated off. Due to the forthcoming computerization of the mechanical orchestra of the music square, playing this piano is strictly forbidden until further notice. Vaughan Council, September 2005. Yeah.
I can't open it like this. It looks like it's been mechanically sealed. I don't think I'll be able to open it directly.
Yeah, there's clearly doors. Why are they not locked?
I only know Dana as a waitress at the refuge, and yet everything seems to fit with her here. Not hard to imagine her coming here to the music academy to study. And who knows, maybe Leon waited for her outside one day as a surprise after returning from his Baltayar expedition.
Cute. So this is the music academy. So what was back here? Oh, was it over here? I'm confessed. There was somewhere I could have gone that I didn't.
Wow. Pity I don't have time for some sightseeing.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought there was somewhere else I could go.
An automaton musician.
Here. There was somewhere.
Looks exactly like Hans's
that I
style.
could look at, but
like
maybe
at
not.
Bohogstadt.
Wasn't it set up more earlier? Yeah, here we go.
That brand was everywhere in New York when I left. And now they've even got branches here.
Employee of the Month. The guy at the counter right now. For outstanding performance on effort. Awarded by Harry Beckenbauer, Regional Manager. Fresh bread. Fresh bread. Hello.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, Fräulein. What can I do for you?
There are a lot of tourists on the square.
Indeed. It attracts thousands of customers every year. A veritable boon for us retail shops.
And for the people of the town, too?
I wouldn't know about that. I live on the outskirts, as do most of the people. What with the rents being as high as they are here, you know?
Yeah.
How come the square is so well known?
Because of the mechanical orchestra there. It used to be quite the attraction. Every year, the Academy's best student would play along with it, as did renowned musicians from around the world.
Oh, that sounds intriguing. Is it scheduled to play today?
I'm afraid not.
I love that she's
years
asking
back,
like we
the
didn't
town
already
council
read and
discussed
ask about this.
computerizing it. But the plan never went through, and no one has ever heard its music since.
I'll play. I don't know if I can play, but...
Do you know anything about the Vaughan Music Academy?
Yeah, it's just across the square.
It's the large building across the square there. Used to be quite renowned worldwide, actually.
But not anymore?
Well, from what I gather, hardly anyone studies there nowadays. I wouldn't be surprised if it were closed.
Well, what happened?
Budget cuts from the town council, I guess. The academy can't be very lucrative.
I see. Thank you. I should go now.
Auf Wiedersehen, Fräulein.
You don't want coffee
Come
or
back again.
anything? I saw that double look. He thinks we're cute. So sad. Vaughan marked 60 years of liberation with Music Academy anniversary celebrations. A ceremony that drew hundreds of people into the streets of Vaughan culminated with a solemn tribute to the heroes of the liberation at Vaughan Music Academy, followed by a jubilant outdoor ball on the musical square. The liberation shook Ostertal and renewed hope in the world, said the mayor of Vaughan in an address to the symbolic Music Academy, where he decorated veterans and resistance members, including Mark Thomas, Jules Marquardt, and Yvonne Leclerc. The Music Academy, a century-old teaching establishment before the war, became the commandanture of the Brown Shadow before hosting Allied headquarters after the liberation. Upon the departure of the Allies and thanks to finance from the Marshall Plan, it was able to recover its initial role as a place of musical learning. It was on a more somber note, however, that the rector of the academy concluded that the drop in number of inscriptions, along with the continued decrease of council grants over a period of 2 decades due to austerity policies maintained by successive councils, have plunged the academy into a grave financial crisis. He warned that the academy is on the brink of bankruptcy and indicated that the closure of the academy is imminent. Vaughan's tribute to its liberation was the last in a series of 60th anniversary commemorations by Ostertal, marking critical moments leading to the capitulation of the Brown Shadow and the end of World War II. Eviction notice. Town Council, Vaughan Ostertal, to the Music Academy, Musical Square, Vaughan Ostertal, 15th of October 2005. Dear Sirs, pursuant to the provisions of IRD 136-2, you are hereby given an eviction notice to vacate on or before 26th of November 2005. The premises owned by the Town Council of Vaughan, which premises are now occupied by you. The reason for this eviction notice is your failure to pay rent due and in arrears when demanded pursuant to IRD 136-4. A demand to pay rent was served upon you on 15th of September 2005, and you have refused and neglected to pay your rent due for the period of 15th of June 2005 to 15th of October 2005. You are hereby notified of your right to avoid this eviction by payment prior to the expiration of this notice of all the arrearages. I hereby certify that on the 15th day of October 2005 at 10:15 a.m., I gave in hand to Mr. Maximilian Mailer a true copy of the above original notice. Mr. Wolfgang Schneider, Mayor of Vaughan. This stuff sucks.
All these letters. They look like letters of formal notice. They probably haven't been paying the bills for some time.
Yeah.
So that's the famous Vaughan Music Academy? It's not what I was expecting.
Yeah. I can't believe this musical instrument is just sitting out like that.
It looks like the rector is desperate to reduce the costs of running the academy.
For emergency use only. This is not a public phone. Rector Maximilian Mailer.
Guten Tag.
What now? If you're from the council, you can come back when I'm not so busy.
Oh, sorry. You startled me.
So, now what do you want? Council minion?
I'm not from the council. I'm just a visitor here. I came because I was hoping to look at the file of a student from the 1930s.
Oh. I'm sorry. It's just that I haven't time for digging up old files from 70 years ago. I have way too much to do here, you understand.
I can tell you're a little overwhelmed. Where's the rest of the staff? Or maybe a student could show me.
You are standing in front of the rector and the only employee of this academy.
Don't even have
My
any
name
teachers
is
anymore.
Maximilian
God.
Mahler, and it falls upon me to manage everything on the premises. The maintenance, the archiving, and the lot before we close next month. So, if you don't mind...
I'm very sorry to hear that the academy is closing, and I can see you're extremely busy, but I've come such a long way to see it. I'd be so grateful if you could locate it. It's really important to me.
And so is this place important to me, too. And I would love to hear the mechanical orchestra play one last time before the academy closes.
Let me play. If I can play. I don't know if I can, but...
But, alas, I can't, can I? Unless,
Unless what?
well, you know.
Can you play?
All right.
Blackmail, then.
So if I get the mechanical orchestra going, you'll get me that file, right?
Oh, of course, Fraulein. Of course.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Believe it or not, I have seen mechanisms like the one on the square before.
Well, in that case, I promise to give you the
I am
file
astounded
in return for your services.
that there's this many tourists still visiting.
But I must warn you
And
that
that
the
someone in the
square
town
has
hasn't bought it, or
undergone some
someone hasn't bought this
transformations over the
academy.
Years, and some parts of the mechanism may be difficult to get to.
Don't worry, I'll make myself thin and slide between the cracks.
You'll find some of them scattered around the square, and some of the others you'll find in the clock tower.
Okay.
Now, if you'll excuse me for a second.
What are you...
Now, what is the name of that student you're interested in?
Roze. Dana Roze.
And what were the years she attended our illustrious academy?
In the 30s. 1937, to be precise.
Oh. And here it is.
You just immediately found it.
And here you will find the annual inspection reports of the mechanisms by Frau Beckmann.
Frau Beckmann?
She was the rectress of the academy during the years you spoke of. These are from 1937. You see, I have a marvelous memory regarding archives. This is why I have chosen Frau
Like, how has it
Beckmann's,
not been turned into a
because
museum
there's
or bought up
something
by
in
somebody
here
else
regarding that
and the
Edna
school
Rose
maintained?
you spoke of.
Dana Rose.
Quite. You will also find some sheet music with annotations. This is the Hymn of Wagen, which you must play on the piano on the square in order to activate the Orchestra of Automations. Once you have fixed the mechanisms, of course. All right then, here you go. What are you waiting for?
Let's go!
This sheet music corresponds to the piano part for the Hymn of Wagen. Someone's added annotations. They could help me play the hymn on the piano on the square, like the rector asked me to. I wonder what it's supposed to represent.
Yeah, I don't know.
The report that the rectoress of the academy filled in with the help of Dana back in the 30s. According to the present rector, I should find all the information I need to repair the mechanisms on the square.
Let's fucking go.
The report that the Music Academy Inspection Report, October 12, 1937.
Today, I was due to inspect the musical mechanisms that enable students to give a public display of their talent and enable us to showcase the quality of our teaching to the people of our beautiful town.
Let's go!
Like every year, I needed a volunteer from our students to help me during the inspection. And this year's choice was obvious.
Dana. Oh, she's
I'm
right
fine, really.
Well, you're looking off color, darling,
She's
and on
pregnant.
edge.
No, it's just that I haven't heard from Leon since he left with the Origin expedition from Kantar. And also,
Well, we've got
She's
company.
pregnant.
You'll tell me later, Dana, darling. Meantime, be good and stay safe.
You too, Yunta.
Is everything all right? You look under the weather. We don't want one of our best and brightest to fall ill now, do we?
Thank you for asking, Frau Beckmann, but I'm just a little tired, that's all.
And who was that lady?
Just a friend I met this summer.
You do keep some surprising company, Fraulein Rose. Anyway, I have something for you that will take your mind off things.
Oh?
Would it interest you to see the mechanisms that enabled you to perform so brilliantly here last spring?
That would be wonderful.
Good. Come and join me at the kiosk when you have a moment. But don't be too long, though.
Oh man, I have not been reading these. "11 a.m. Frau Beckmann is expecting me. She's the rectress of the academy. Better stop writing." No, this is the... "Feeling more confident now than ever to apply." Oh, concert went down like a dream. Yeah. I think it's here. Wagen, June 21st, 1937. Hooray! End of school. The year seemed like a walk in the park compared to the spring concert, though. It was so nerve-wracking. So glad it's over. Glad for the break, although already I can't wait for the new year at the Music Academy to begin. Father says I'll have to pay my way now, though. That's why I shall soon be starting my summer job at Herr Gustav's refuge in the Silberspiegel Mountain. The pay isn't exactly great, but it will still help toward my studies. And besides, I get full board and lodging and bowlfuls galore of fresh mountain air. Mum doesn't stop lecturing me about how good it will be for my lungs. I suspect she exaggerates my illness, though, so she can keep me under her wing like a mother goose. But I keep under my hat. There is no time to be upsetting my parents. They have enough on their plate at the moment. First of all, there's the money, or rather the lack of it. My parents' shop isn't doing as well as it used to, that's for sure. And I can see that my poor old dad, who couldn't put aside as much money as his friends and one-time partner, Herr Zimmer, feels humiliated that I have to work to pay for my studies. And then there's the persecution by the Brown Shadow against my parents and our neighbors. It seems to be getting worse the past weeks. I even overheard my parents whispering about possible accession to power of this dreadful party. It's all the more worrying that as their influence is not only growing in Ostertal, but also all over Europe and even the world over. I've never really been interested in politics, but one thing I do know is that this can't be good news for anyone. Vaughan, July 7, 1937. No time to write now. So much to do at the refuge. Tiring, but very interesting. So relieved Herr Gustav is so kind to me. Can't say the same for his daughter, Lenny, though. But maybe we just need time to get to know each other. Soon see. Anyway, better run. New customers arriving for the summer. Quite a little group, too. Scientists training for an expedition, if I understand rightly. And they're coming with their guide and even a famous filmmaker. No rest for the weary. Vaughan, 5th of September, 1937. I can only say that so much has changed since that memorable evening at the refuge when I first met Leon. This past summer by his side has been like living in a dream. Such a sweet interlude. Vaughan, 6th, 1937. I finally went to say goodbye to Leon. Such a terrible separation. Can't write anymore. Damn the Brown Shadow and Frank Hoss for putting us through this heartache just to satisfy his revenge. Vaughan, September 14th, 1937. Last night I saw Yunta. That's the filmmaker and Leon's friend I met last summer at the refuge. I can't think why such a well-known and free-minded figure should want to bother with an 18-year-old girl like me. She's probably just honoring the promise she made to Leon about watching over me, isn't she? Although I must say she does seem sincere. Maybe we're simply becoming friends. But that's not all. Yunta gave me a letter from Leon. The Origin expedition he went with has arrived in Kantar, the capital of Baltayar. As long as he's there, we can write to each other. Leon will send his letters to Yunta, who will pass them discreetly to me to avoid any, let's say, awkward questions that my parents might ask about where the letters come from, and above all, about the sender. Vaughan, September 21st, 1937. So excited. Saw Yunta again today, and she gave me another letter from Leon. Apparently Herr Berger, the expedition chief, is being really horrible to him, and yet Berger knows full well Leon was forced into accompanying the expedition. But Leon makes Kantar and Baltayar seem so wonderful. I would love to go there with him, running across a land of dreams. Christmas seems so far away. I just can't wait to see him again, so much so that I'm even willing to accept that stupid nickname he gave me. He uses it in all his letters anyway. Then Leon wrote of the imminent departure of the Origin expedition from Kantar. They aim to head out for the wilderness of the high plateau of Baltayar to pursue their search for the abominable snowman. But worst of all, he says he won't be able to write to me. He says the Yetis don't have a postal service. Not funny! Anyway, I hope everything goes well for him. Vaughan, October 14, 1937. I must admit I'm a bit worried, dear diary. It's been weeks since I last heard from Leon. I knew he wouldn't be able to write once he had headed out for the high plateau, but I didn't realize they were supposed to stay there for so long. I wonder what's keeping them. Vaughan, October 21st, 1937. Still no news from Leon. It's making me feel physically nervous. I keep getting these horrible nightmares of Leon being attacked by ferocious snow creatures. I was sick this morning when I woke up, and I keep getting this oppressed feeling as if my lung affliction is back. My teacher at the academy find me distracted. I really need to get a hold of myself. Yunta is going to stop by to see me at the academy after my lesson. With a little luck, she'll have some news. Some good news. She pray you.
Come and see, Fräulein.
Incredible.
Isn't it just? You see these flags? Each mechanism housing for each musical automaton on the square is represented by one of these flags.
Fascinating.
Today is the day they are being serviced. Each mechanism has been inspected by an Academy maintenance man. In theory, they're all functional. But if you like, you can go and see these maintenance men on my behalf and fetch back their respective reports.
Okay.
You would be doing me a big favor, as I have to inspect the piano in the kiosk. And also, it will give you a chance to take a peek at each of the automaton mechanisms.
Okay.
Thank you. I'd be delighted.
Now, take this. You'll need it to open the maintenance room that leads to the most impressive mechanism of all, that of the clock tower.
Thank you, Frau Beckmann.
Do you have any questions before you go?
Do you know who built the mechanical orchestra? My father told me it didn't exist when he was young.
They were built by a strange young French inventor by the name of Vorarlberg some years ago. From what I heard, he was visiting Wagen while en route to the east, just after the huge fire that destroyed the town. He was moved by the legend of Vera Schönberg, that virtuoso who died in the fire, so he offered his talents to rebuild the city and create the mechanical orchestra.
When the mechanical orchestra played along with me last spring, it was incredible. But how does it manage to play at the same tempo as the piano? It was almost like in a dream.
Oh, it wasn't dream work, Fraulein, but clockwork. The piano is connected to the mechanism that you are going to inspect, and the hymn of Wagen played on the keys. That's what sets the rhythm and the intensity of the performance, and that's what triggers everything else.
What happened to Vera Schönberg? My mother always says it's the saddest story.
And she's right. You probably know that Vera Schönberg was Wagen's most famous musician at the beginning of the century. But her legend was truly born the night she performed a cello concerto, right here on the square. It was also the night of the worst fire in Wagen's modern history.
And Frau Schönberg, she died in the fire, right?
She did. As well as all the other musicians and the entire audience. They were surrounded by flames, trapped on this square.
How dreadful.
Dreadful indeed. But according to the legend, Vera Schönberg kept playing Wagen's hymn until the very end. She understood they were all doomed to die, and her music brought them peace of mind during their last moments.
Yeah, that's a horrible way to die.
This automaton you played with last spring was created in her image as a final tribute.
I had no idea.
Well, now you know all about the legend of Vera Schönberg. Was there something else, Fraulein Roze?
No.
I'll go and see the maintenance team.
Good. Thank you, Fraulein.
According to Frau Beckmann, it opens the maintenance room just next to the clock tower.
CGDA.
It seems perfectly functional.
CGDA.
So you're the one Frau Beckman sent, are you? Well, you can tell her there's no problem with this automaton. Just needs cleaning up and a bit of oiling. Have a gander at the mechanism if you like.
Looks like the rector was right, Oscar. I should be able to find the mechanisms he wants me to repair by following the circuit Dana described in the report.
They would still need to be accessible to us today, Kate Walker.
Glad to see you haven't lost any of your legendary optimism, my dear Oscar.
Can't tell. Okay, 6428 is the opposite. Let me see. Used all my sticky notes that were on my desk. Do I have anything else small to write on? There's some more sticky notes. Where did my pen go? There it is. Okay, so 1, 4, 9, 2, 7, 8, 3. 1973. Yeah. Okay.
Something's wrong.
How do I adjust these? Oh, there we go. Okay. TGDA. Okay, I can't. Oh, interesting. This one can't reach. see. Let me, how are these in there over, to me these don't matter as much. It's hard to say, but. Yay!
Well played, Kate Walker. You seem to be on the right track to successfully completing the service the rector asked of you.
Thanks, Oscar. But I still have to find the automaton musician. Looks exactly like Hans's style. Like at Bohogstadt.
No. Okay, so we don't do anything here. It looks like it's just these two and then the clock tower. Oh, there's one over there.
I can hardly believe I held my concert here just 6 months ago. 6 months. Seems like a lifetime. So much has happened. Meeting Leon for a start. It would be so good if he were here now. I love receiving his letters since he left to Baltea with the Origin expedition. The way he described Kantar, the capital, made it sound like a city from a dream. We've said so much on paper. And I love to read between the lines. But since the expedition left Kantar for the mountains, no news. I just hope he's okay.
I'm worried about you. I need you to be okay.
You can tell, Frau Beckman, this automaton still works correctly, but it's so filthy that it won't last long. It's gonna take me the whole day to give it a good clean if it's to get past winter.
Can I not see it? Can I not see it? Maybe it's just the same thing in this one? Hard to say.
A part of the mechanism was damaged, but I changed it. You can tell Frau Beckman everything's in order now.
Nine. 2. 7. 5. 0, 8. Okay. Good luck remembering that. Okay, let me just see if I can try.
I don't think they mentioned this code in the report.
Yeah, and I couldn't see it either. Okay.
I don't believe it. Because of that van, I can't get to the mechanism. I'll have to find a way to move it.
Call the number.
I need to find the owner.
Repair the automatons on the square. Repair the mechanism in the clock tower. Clear the passage to the mechanism behind the truck. Question rector about the main square before playing the piano. .3D spaces where point and click becomes difficult. Oh no, I didn't look at the number. You were supposed to just remember it for me. God damn it. Can I not talk to him?
Excuse me. Hello?
Now what?
Why is the academy going to close?
For the simple reason that we have no students. No students, no lessons. No lessons, no academy.
And why are there no students? If that's not a stupid question.
Because the mayor has taken away our grant that enabled our institution to become famous the world over.
Why would he do that?
Oh, budget restrictions, apparently. So, no staff, no students.
No students, no lessons. I get it.
But, between you and me and this counter, I'd say that's all just a pretext to get us out of the building.
And why would anyone want to do that?
To make others rich, of course. Property developers who are going to slice our institution up into shops, apartments, and office spaces, just like they've done with all the other buildings around the musical square.
Yeah.
There's just one problem. Even if I do manage to fix all the different parts of the mechanical orchestra, I still have to play the piano properly, and I haven't played piano since I left junior high. My mom bought me one when I was a kid, but it really wasn't my strong suit.
There's no need to worry. You don't need to be a virtuoso to activate the mechanism. The mechanical orchestra will come out if you play all the notes in the right order. Regardless of the rhythm, you just need to know the basics of music reading.
I see you're not a fan of modernizing the square.
Oh, the council, in its great wisdom, deemed it outdated and unpredictable for the musical automatons to be triggered by the best student in the academy, or a soloist, or a virtuoso visiting Wagen. Not to mention buskers. They certainly don't attract any tourists. No, what they thought was they would electrify and computerize the activation of the mechanical concert. So it would happen on a schedule, like an attraction.
Yeah, I could see why they would want
Did
that.
they do it?
Oh, the talks went on, but nothing was ever done. And so the square has basically been abandoned.
And there's still tons of people around.
And the mechanical automatons have fallen into disrepair.
I'd better get going then.
Quite. Good luck with the mechanisms, Fraulein.
Yeah. Alright, I gotta write the number down. One, 2, 3, 8, 8, 8, 3, 2, 1. Is that really what European phone numbers look like?
Wagener Baufirma, Dietrich. Guten Tag.
Hello, excuse me, but your van's parked on the square and it's blocking the way. Would you mind moving it?
Oh, sorry about that. I'm with a client nearby. I'll move it right away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did it. Thank you. Okay, 9. 7. I am amazed this passcode hasn't been changed in 60 years. Okay. I'm just gonna screenshot it instead of trying to write anything down because that sounds exhausting to me. Okay. Oh, never mind. That's all right.
What is this?
Okay. No, don't click that far. Just step right there. Why do you slide? Okay, you're supposed to be open. What is that noise? Okay, why can't I get you to stop there like you're... Oh, because it's not the right one. There we go. Open. That looks okay. No, it doesn't. That's better. This one's supposed to be closed. Nope. There we go. Can I have one of you open and the other? Oh no, they're both supposed to be open. Never mind. I was just looking at it wrong. Okay, now this one. You need to be closed and you need to be open. Okay. This one. Everything's right. Okay. That sounds terrible.
Something's wrong.
This one looks right. It's this one that I haven't even touched yet. Okay. That one is there. That one is there. That one is there. And that one. Oh, fuck. That one goes there. Okay. Da-da-da-da. This one goes up. Okay. This one needs to go all the way. No, it needs to go down. This one can go this way. This one goes that way. This one needs to go down. So where does this one go? Huh. This one needs to go down. So this one needs to go even farther down. Right? Yep. Okay. This one comes up. This one goes up and goes back down. That one's there. Should be good. Something wrong with the central mechanism?
Something's wrong.
I thought I got that right. But maybe I didn't. Nope, it has to be this one. Again, it has to be that one. Great.
Half done. Let's see what's next. Looks locked. I can't go in.
Okay, what do I do? Oh, that's where the coffee shop is.
It's locked.
It's locked.
Hey, careful what you're doing here, right? Don't go and injure yourself or damage any of the material.
Oh, look, it's our music box.
The spare parts for the automatons on the square.
I just come down from the tower. You can tell Frau Beckman everything's in order up there. The mechanism's in perfect condition.
According to what the maintenance guy told Dana, there should be an access to the clock tower somewhere in the room.
Everything's fine upstairs. No need to return.
I would love to be able to climb to the top of the clock tower. They say the mechanism is incredible. I should go back and see Frau Beckmann. Frau Beckmann has given me a unique opportunity to visit all the mechanisms on the square. I ought to use the opportunity to inspect them further.
I don't think they mentioned this code in the report. That brand was everywhere in New York when I left. And now they've even got branches here. Looks like they've tried to blend all these new shops into the original facades. Doesn't make it any less a tourist trap, though.
I don't know what that, like, mechanical tinkling noise is. Okay, it sounds like a phone or something.
According to the report, we can access the clock tower mechanism through...
Hi.
Ah, Fräulein.
Can I go in your back room?
So, anything else I can help you with?
Well, I need to get to the back room of the shop.
This shop?
Yes, if you don't...
I'm sorry, but it's strictly forbidden to the public. Besides, why would anyone want to go back there?
Well, it seems that the back room has the only access to the clock tower, which is where I need to get.
I'm sorry, but it's against company rules. I can't allow it, Fräulein.
Okay, thanks anyway. Okay, I need to find another way in.
Okay, what can you find, Dana? Can we go in? No? Ooh. Where else do we go? Maybe talk to...
I was lucky there was only one part needed changing in this mechanism.
The report ends here. It doesn't...
Can I sneak around the backside? Yes.
I should be able to get through it.
Oscar!
If I can reach it. I should be able to push this dumpster under the window.
Just break into this building. It's fine. Close out my screenshot window now that I've got it, though.
Good. Now I just have to find the elevator to the clock tower.
Must I remind you that we are here illegally, Kate Walker?
According to the report, the elevator should be behind there. Let's hope it's there. Okay, just need to clear the passageway.
This is gonna make so much noise. Oh my god. That's enough space to get through. You don't have to completely clear it. Come on. This elevator hasn't been inspected in who knows how long.
I'm sure there's more for me to do here.
They're still magnificent, in spite of their age.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it's been since they were activated.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks like I need to put that key in the mechanism to activate it.
Push the button. Coffee shop downstairs is gonna be like, what the fuck is happening?
That's it for the engine. Now I should open those large doors. I should be able to unlock the doors with that mechanism.
Okay.
3 working now. 1 more to go.
She won't even let me work on it, so what am I supposed to do?
Looks like spare parts for automatons. They're still magnificent, in spite of their age. I wonder how long it's been since they were activated.
And no one noticed. Probably. Do we put the dumpster back, or do we just ignore it? Apparently we just ignore it.
Given the condition of that door, it should give way if I force it a bit.
Impossible, Kate Walker. Such an act is illegal.
Let's just hope that no police come by here.
Okay. there was anything.
Looks like a part is missing.
Go.
Right.
Yay.
Okay. I think this is the last one.
That's right, Kate Walker. You have to go back and activate the piano on the square like the rector asked you.
We got it. We didn't even have to fuss with it.
All the mechanisms on the square are working. I just need to deal with...
It looks like this wheel is designed to activate the piano's engine thanks to the dynamo effect, Kate Walker.
Then I guess I'm gonna have to put my thinking cap on again. Okay, the sheet music is in place. I can't play. The engine is off. Poor little thing.
There is no need to get sentimental, Kate Walker. The automaton was made for a specific purpose. It has no notion of sentiment. Indeed, I would go as far to say that it was a basic monofunctional automaton, unlike some of us more evolved automatons built to serve several purposes.
Sure, buddy.
Broken.
Wait, Kate Walker, I am a highly evolved automaton.
Yes, and built to serve several purposes. Off you go now.
So you get for bragging, Oscar.
I see. You still haven't lost any of your irritating habits, Kate Walker.
Look on the bright side, Oscar. Thanks to you, the piano works now.
Well, hurry up and make use of it like the rector said.
I like the subtle touch that she is notably not as good as Dana. Like the tempo's all over the place compared to her concert. Why are they all watching the piano? There's so many more interesting things to look at. Is he even coming out to... Okay, so like, you better come out and hear it soon.
Is everything all right, Kate Walker?
It's the same. Exactly the same.
I beg your pardon?
The song I just played with the automatons, Vaughan's hymn, it's exactly the same melody as the one my mom's music box used to play. I used to listen to it all the time when I was a kid. We never did find out what it was.
And finding it today represents a major breakthrough.
Because I am a descendant.
Because it means that there must be a link between Vaughan, my mom, and probably Dana, too. Dana looks so much like
Obviously.
me.
Ah, a family connection then.
I don't know, but it's possible. And you can be sure as hell that I'm gonna find out as soon as I've picked up Dana's trail again. Come on, Oscar. Our dear Mahler owes us a file.
Did I already mention how humiliating I think this is?
Oh, you did, Oscar. You did.
Wine, wine, wine. You're fine.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed your concert so much. Now I can retire fulfilled.
Glad to have been of service. I believe you have a file for me.
Of course, of course. Here it is. Dana Roze, just like you asked.
Thanks. At last.
Let's read it.
Oh, no address here. Oh, this is definitely Dana's file. Now, the address. Dana's home address in 1937. A detached house, it seems. Number 20, Brücke del Nebel. The Bridge of Mists, huh?
Found what you were looking for?
I think so. Well, thank you. And goodbye.
No, thank you, Fraulein.
Bye. Excellent. I'm gonna get back to the tram, but I think this is a good place to end it for the day. Can you go the way you're supposed to, please?
Looks like this district has been more modernized than the antique shop district.
The final concert. Leave the musicians district.
I say, this is a very unpleasant way of traveling, Kate Walker.
I know, Oscar. I promise I'll let you out as soon as possible, okay?
Why are you staring at me?
Okay, Oscar. Now we have to find Dana's old house.
Do you recall the number, Kate Walker?
According to her registration form from the Music Academy, it was number 20.
Okay, Nick Canton's reports. Dear Mrs. Foster, I was able to visit the Vaughan Music Academy thanks to the lead that Lenny, the manageress of the refuge, gave me. The various testimonies I've gathered concord in showing that Miss Walker hasn't lost her habit of bending the law when it suits her. She apparently broke into a cafe on the musical square, then ignoring the musical band, she activated the automaton musicians. Oops. Even more interesting is that the witnesses unanimously agree that the melody performed by the automatons provoked a marked reaction in Kate Walker. After scratching a bit deeper, I now have the certitude that this melody, which is known as the Hymn of Vaughan, is the same as the one played on Kate Walker's late mother's music box. The very one you set Kate in the mine. A strange coincidence, right? Maybe. Pity I don't believe in coincidences, though. Kate Walker headed for the Bridge of Mists of Vaughan today, where once stood the childhood house of Dana Roze. That's the woman she's been searching for. I shall get along there without delay. But we will get along there with delay, because I'm going to end that here for the day. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I will be back next week to hopefully finish it. At the very least, continue it. So have a great rest of your week. Bye, everybody.
Lights stay flicker and the candles glitter like you're in a thriller. Heart goes pum pum pum. Ghostly figures, they can get so bitter. Sure you want to enter, you can turn back. You don't know where I've been. What's going on inside? Where the monsters like to come alive, come alive. Do you really wanna know me? I'm really not that cozy. It's up to you, so you decide, you decide. Would you love me up my words till the coffin's in the dirt? Try to break me like a curse, you know that will never work. I'm a little bit absurd. I like dancing on the verge. Anyone can love a pretty little mansion.